Today is December 9th, 2020. Thank you guys again for being with us. I am Tammy Rivera, Executive Director of SAC. Today, I want to thank my team that's with us. So we have Marisol, production, Alan, comments, and Andrea coordinating today. Very grateful with them and all the work that they're doing. We can see how many people are with us, but we can't see necessarily who. So give me a hi, say hi. Hello, Diana. I see that you're with us. Moody, so long that I haven't seen you. So good that you're with us. I have changed rooms, as you can see. You've seen me in the middle room of my house, where I have a fireplace. How do I say that in Spanish? One of you ladies can help me. But because we're in Christmas, I had to decorate. And now I am in my original office on the front of my house. So you can see it's a little different. The environment is a little different. I know you guys are so used to those wood doors that are usually behind me. So remember, all of SAC's personnel is working for you guys, like always. The only thing is that we can't be in person with you because of the pandemic. And as you guys know, 53215 is still, and 53204 are areas where there are more positive cases of COVID. So we're going to keep being very careful, and we're going to be here for you guys and with you guys every way that we can, just not in person. So you can give us a call at the same number, 414-672-8090. You can send an email, soc@socmilwaukee.org. And you can visit our website, where we keep having a page completely dedicated to COVID with all the information, resources, and all the different ways that you guys can take action, especially with COVID. So let me share with you guys. Let me share what's coming up next week. So next week, we're going to have Jacqueline Zeladan. She's the coordinator of communications for MCTS. Hello, Maria Elisa. And hello, Eloina. And then on Friday, we're going to have somebody from 16th Street, Pedro Perez. And then we're going to talk about the month of educating ourselves on AIDS. So we're also going to share a legal note. We are a nonprofit organization. Thank you, Ludis and Miranda. Thank you for helping me remember. The room where I was in the forum was the room where the fireplace was. And now I have moved to my office. That's in the front of my house. Okay. Excuse me. I'm still a little coughy. I did have COVID, and I have a negative test, but you still have a few things that are cleaning up my body. So a little bit of cough. So legal notice. The points of view and opinions shared here are not necessarily those of SAC, because we are a certain type of organization. We can swim in certain waters and others we can't. But of course, we're always going to have the forum open for you guys for discussions, to talk about things that are happening and all the other situations. Even though we can't share our opinion, we're going to open the forum so that you guys can share. So now Let's see first who else is here. If you're with us today, send me a note in the comments. So we are super happy to have our next guest. I have had the pleasure of knowing him for years, and I'm so happy to see that he's serving in the office and that he's here. So help me welcome Israel Ramón. Hey, Tammy. Thank you. How are you? Oh, it's so good to see you, Israel. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. We have a lot to talk about, but we also need to help people understand what is your position? What does your office do? Because we're going to take this opportunity to educate people about what's your official job and what your office does. And then after that, we'll talk about some certain points, some certain things that people want to know. So explain a little bit about your work. Well, my job is a public register of deeds for the county of Milwaukee. This office is a political office that runs every 4 years, and it was established in 1832, before Wisconsin was a state. And then after we were a state in 1842, they named this position of the public register in the Constitution of the state, because the office is very important about properties and all different real estate things in the counties. So we have the archives of all of the documents of real estate. We make sure that they're accessible to the public and to different companies where people sell their properties. And then we also archive and maintain all of the vital documents for our county. So what documents are vital? What is a vital document? Well, there's 5. Birth certificate, marriage certificate, divorce certificate, and then documents that have to go with domestic registers that started years ago. That law has changed in the 2018, but we still keep in our office all of the certificates for anybody that has filed previously. Very important. Now, Israel, what is important that we need to know? What do we need to know about your office? Well, it's a county office. We're in the courthouse in Milwaukee on the first floor, room 103. Right now, well, normally before COVID, we would see more than 100,000 people in our office every year. So lots of people for birth certificates, for different mortgage documents, different vital documents. So we process a lot of things for the public, and it's very important, our role in the system, because with all the changes in the federal laws, especially the Real ID law, people need access to their birth certificates, to their marriage certificates, because that's what is required by the federal government. Very important. So now that we can't be in person like we used to be, how can people ask for access? Well, we are always trying to keep up with our legal duties by email, internet, and fax. If somebody calls our office and they say they need a document, we try to always take advantage of that. We want people to know that birth certificates, death certificates, they can be obtained through the city of Milwaukee and the city of West Allis. Other than that, at those two public places, they have the ability to go and ask for their certificates in other places. Okay, so let's share in the comments for you guys where in the internet you can go to find the office. So what other things do people need to know? Is there any other information that they should know? Or yeah, one of the charges that we have to do by the law is keep all of the documents of real estate. So we're talking about bills for the mortgage, satisfaction documents, and any other document that has to do with a property. Because when you buy a house, you have to be sure that there's no problems with the property. We have to make sure that there's, there can be more than one people saying that they're the owner, or if there was taxes that weren't paid. So it's very important that when you go to buy a house, that there is a check that's done to make sure that that house can be sold by the person that's selling it, and that you can buy it without being worried that a bank's going to come by later and try and take your house. So all of the documents that we keep in our office are very important, because normally the title companies, they evaluate the information from our office through the internet, just to be sure that there's no problems with the property if somebody wants to buy it. So just making sure that the property is free to be able to buy it. Yes. Looks like we have a question from Maria de Jesus and Eloina. Eloina has a question. She says, in your office, can we ask for the history of the house? Yes, you can ask for the history, the owner history. There is a cost that we have to charge to get a history of a property. But under the law, any person in Wisconsin has the right to ask for that information. And then what we do is we give a pamphlet that has to be filled out by one of our workers in the office. And then we find the history of the property and we give you the results. We give you copies of the results. So that's something that people can ask for, just like all the other documents? Yep, the same way. Correct. Because the documents that we have are public documents. All of the real estate documents are public. So all of the vital documents, all the archives, those are not completely public. To be able to do that, you have to have a reason, an interest in the date, in the birth certificate or divorce certificate. So Eloina asked the other question, what is the cost they ask for the history of a house? The cost for the investigation is $10, and then the charge of however many copies you would need per property. Okay, there you have it, Eloina. So just $10 and then the cost of the copies. So then we can also put the email from the office. Thank you, Ellen. Now, people that need services, you obviously speak Spanish. In the office, are there people that speak Spanish? Yes, right now we have 25 employees in the office, and there's 3 that are bilingual, including myself. We're always looking for workers that are bilingual to be able to serve the public. So we do get a lot of calls asking about different documents, FIDO document. And it is important for the public to know that we do have a language line. It's a interpreter service. So if somebody calls the office and we don't have the language that they need, we just call up the language line and then we have the interpreter right there. Oh, good. Okay. So there's no restrictions based on language to not have access to the documents or whatever you need. So let's share the phone number. 414 402, I'm sorry, 414 208 4701. Sorry. We also have 4 sections in our office right now. The first section is vital documents. Then after that, we have real estate documents, and then we have the Department of Investigations or Real Estate Research Department. And then we also have a department that is tax listing department. I'm not sure how it's for taxes. And the section normally doesn't work with the public. Their goal is to work with the treasurers of the different municipalities, the 19 municipalities that we have. All right, so the costs for your services, it looks like it has to do with the type of document that you need, but going to the office, is there a cost just to come into the office? No, there's not a cost. It's important that people know that right now we're closed because of COVID, but hopefully we'll be opening in a few months. You do need to obviously park your car close to the courthouse. And normally, normal circumstances, that can be a little difficult, but to actually come in and talk to us, there's no cost. To ask for your birth certificate or get a different vital document, there's $20 for the first copy and then $3 for every copy after that. So if you want 2 copies, the first one's $20, the second one is $3 more. And then we also accept personal checks, cash, or credit cards. Oh, sorry, to register, if you want to register something from a mortgage or a document, that's $30 to register something. And those are legal fees by the state of Wisconsin. So all of the deeds, the public notarizations have to charge the same thing because it's a law of the state. Okay, very good, very good. And can you tell me a little bit, Israel, about your position and your history here in Milwaukee? Because you are the first Latino in our community in your position. So talk to me a little bit about the history of that, how you got to be in your position, so that people understand that you've made history twice. Once when you were in your position, and then once when you were elected. Right. So I worked as a lawyer for 25 years. I would represent our community for more than 25 years. I had family cases, workman's comp cases, work rights cases. So in 2019, I received a phone call from some different political parties and my friend Sylvia Ortiz Velez, who is now a county supervisor, and Chris Abley, who was the county executive in that time. And they told me that the Register of Deeds had resigned from his position and that they needed to fill it. Legally, when somebody leaves a position before before their term ends, the governor has to appoint somebody for the position. So after that, I did my application to the governor and to the team, the committee that he has to pick the people. And then they investigated and interviewed me, and I went and talked to the governor, and he said he was going to make me a public register of deeds. So when he did it for me, it was historical because in over 200 years that we've been a state of Wisconsin, we've never had a Latino as a register of deeds when he elected me. So that was in May of 2009. So then the election term was in 2020. So in August, we had the primary. I ran under the Democratic Party and I won the position 65%. I won the election. And then there was also the general election in November. I didn't have an opponent, so I won with 99.99% of the vote. And it looked, I was able to get the trust of the public that I was able to serve. I'm super happy. And now I have the term for 4 years to keep serving, to work. And it's so important for me that people in the county, there's almost 1 million people in this county, know that under me, the office is completely transparent. We are ethical. And the mission of my 4 years here is just to help as many people as I can, even people that don't speak English, especially helping them navigate all the services in the county. Very important that everybody can trust in me, that you can say, for them to be welcome in my office. It doesn't matter if you're rich or if you're poor or if you're different race or if you speak English or not. Everybody has a place in our office. It's so good to hear that. And I love seeing your history as well. So I also wanted to tell you thank you, because I've never seen a register of deeds educate the public about everything that the office does, like you've done in the little time that you've been in the office. So thank you. I even learned a few things from what you shared that I didn't know. Well, thank you for the opportunity. It's very important. When I came into the office, the public didn't even know what we did. So I started talking to friends, people in the community, and I told them, other politicians, other people in the community, like you, Tammy, what we do, the services that we offer, and that they're legal and they're very important to the public, because lots of people in the public don't know how to navigate these services. So it's a very important thing for me that you guys have a place when you come to the courthouse where you can stop and ask questions. I tell all of my workers, who are great and very smart, that our goal is helping the public because we serve the public. That's right. And we've seen that that's what you've done. You have educated the community and you've opened doors. Even though they're digital doors now. I've never seen that before in my time here in Milwaukee. Is there anything else that you would like to share, Israel? Yes, I understand that things are very difficult right now, especially with the government and the city. If they have any question, any doubt, talking about different services that they need, I am here to answer. Just give us a call, ask SOC, ask some of the other amazing organizations that are here to serve the public. And I know everything's difficult right now. It's important that you have a guide for all these services. It's also important it's always important to go to the office when we can so that you can see people working. So all the people in the community that speak Spanish, please come out, be aware, visit our human resources page for the county, because there are lots of positions available where we're looking for talented people, talented bilingual y Latino people here in the county. So it's very important. We have 2 workers right now that are bilinguals, that are Latino, myself also, but we also want to have lots more to be able to represent the entire population. Very good. We thank you so much for serving in the position that you're in, and thank you for being with us today. Thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation. So lots of important information. And this is the first time that we're doing something like this in Milwaukee for the first Latino. So now we're going to give you an update on COVID from Marlene. Asking the experts, Dr. Darpun Sachdev. Hello, I am a doctor from the public health department in San Francisco, and I work with infectious diseases. I'm also part of the team that investigates COVID-19. So what is follow-up? Yes, follow-up is very important to help prevent the spread of COVID. This is talking about when you get a call from the health department saying that you've been exposed to COVID. Somebody from the department will help you understand what this means, and it'll make sure that you know where to go for a test. They will also talk to you about quarantine and all the different things that it entails. So why is contact tracing so important? Contact tracing is important, and we've used it here at the health department for many years to stop the spread of diseases. In our program, they'll call you and they'll call people that have come up positive with COVID to ask them where they've been, who they've been with. And the hope is to determine who they've been in contact with, and then to let those people know. People that are notified will receive a confidential private notification, and then we will give them instructions on how to get tested and what they have to do during the quarantine. So doing a test to see if you are COVID positive is very important, especially after you've been in contact with somebody. Lots of workers will tell you about the different options that you have to do the test. What will happen if I do come back positive for COVID? If you come back positive for COVID-19, you will be offered medical attention. Doesn't matter your income or your immigration status. And then we'll also talk to you about how to stay safe at home. You also may need information for dropping off groceries, cleaning, or anything else that you might need. In San Francisco, we are being responsible, and we know that together we can fight against it. Think about yourself and protect everybody else. Hello, hello. I see in need. Thank you for watching and being with us. So now we have a civic update with Gabby. Hello, good afternoon. Last week, the Trump administration sued and brought cases against Wisconsin. Tomorrow in the morning and in the afternoon, the state will be hearing the cases. In the morning, it's a federal case, and they'll be asking the court. We'll be talking about the 10 electoral votes. And then in the afternoon is a state level meeting, and that case is asking for votes that were made early and in person to be taken out of the count, only for Milwaukee and Dane County. So The links to see the programs are in the comments, but remember, those videos are only going to show up at the time that they're scheduled. It's also possible that uh, the audience at a state level will be changed till Friday if the federal case takes a long time in the morning. But we have to wait and see what happens, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have more afternoon. Thank you so much, Gabby. Thank you for all of the latest things that are happening. So we're going to have to wait, and she's going to keep us updated on the information. So thank you so much, Gabby. We're going to keep updating with everybody, and we appreciate it all. So hello, Maria. So before we start with the next segment, I want to ask you guys for a favor. If you guys find information that we're sharing helpful, or if you guys want to share an opinion about what's working and what's not working, we ask, I'm asking specifically, at least 3 of you guys can commit to doing the survey. Take just a few minutes, maybe 3-4 minutes, and it's just a few questions, folks. What information was helpful? What did you like about the forum? And then what can we do differently? And it's important to know because we're in December. We promise to be with you guys every day, and we're evaluating this for the new year. And we need to hear your voice. What do you guys want? What do you guys need from us? So that's your opportunity to tell us what you think. Tell us what you need. If 3 of you could commit to do it, to filling it out, maybe Diana, Lourdes, Maria Alicia, maybe Maria de Jesus, Elwaina. Just 3 of you guys. Maybe Maria. Give me oh, there, I see Maria. Now I just need 2 more. We need 2 more people. 2 more people. So now we're going to keep moving forward with Alan, who did an interview. So let's see what he did. Muy bien. Hey, SOC viewers, I am Alan, and I am a public worker with SOC. I am here today with Southside Organizing Center, or SOC, and then with me today I have Naomi Serna Hernandez, and she's serving with Sojourner Family Peace Center. So thank you so much for being with us. It's a pleasure to have you. Can you talk a little bit about your services, about Sojourner, what they do for the community, different services that you offer in Spanish? Yes, it's great to meet you. Thank you, Alan. Yes, I am a public ally right now with Sojourner Family Peace Center. It's an organization that is on the corner of 6th and Walnut. And it's one of the biggest organizations in the state that provides services for prevention and intervention for cases of domestic violence for victims and their families. And all of our services are confidential. We serve men, women, kids. And we know that violence, domestic violence, think it only affects kids, or I'm sorry, women and children's, but it also affects adolescents, men. So you were telling me also that there are different legal services and other services that you offer to the community. So can you tell us a little bit about that? So 5 years ago is when Sojourner, we moved. And so now we have 14 different agencies that we work with. We have Children's Wisconsin, Milwaukee Public Schools, the Milwaukee Police Department. We offer services through Sojourner from all kinds of different organizations. So it's a lot easier and less stressful. And then obviously we offer legal help, different supports, emotional supports. Also, we help with different groups for support groups. So you also mentioned the organization. Previously, I had asked, how can people access if they need help, if they need your services? Thanks for mentioning it. The services that's more commonly asked for with domestic violence victims, especially if they're in a super intense, serious situation, is a refugee. So if somebody needs a shelter, they can always call Sojourner. There's a direct number, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you call that number, if it's an emergency or a very urgent case, just give us a call. And there are bilingual employees that can talk to you in English and in Spanish. So if you just come, ask for the help, we can do it that way too. Every case is different though. Also, all of the information we're gonna share when the forum's live. We'll put it in the comments and then we'll put it up on the screen as well. So talking about when normally you guys go and look for people that need these services, or do people come to you, or how is it that people start working with you, or how the process starts, or how do they find out about the organizations and the services that you offer? Yeah, well, we have lots of organizations that we work with and agencies that work us. So I think a lot of our clients are, referred, or they receive our information because they're receiving information from other organizations. And so then they tell them. Also, there are employees that go out to the community and communicate with individuals about the different services that we have, just in case they would need it in the future. Okay, well, I would also like to ask a little bit about who are you serving in the organization. So if you could tell us a little bit about that. Yeah, of course. Well, right now, I am in between the kids and young adults program. In English, it's called a children's program. So basically what we do is offer support to kids and young people that have been impacted by domestic violence and that have been witnesses to domestic violence. So we help them to be able to process and to heal from those experiences. And then we also provide different activities so that they can have fun and, heal from the trauma that they've been exposed to. I specifically was assigned to the vision team, and that's a group of employees that organize and plan a new department or a new section for the young folks and the kids. So what we hope to do is create a program or a department that is designed to break the cycle of domestic violence that's really common between victims and families. Very good. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Anything else that you would like to let us know, or anything else we should know about Sojourner? Yeah, well, like Sojourner, like I mentioned, we can, any services we offer are confidential and free. We also talk about, in our Spanish speaking community, it's super important for people to know if you're worried because of your legal status. It's important that you know that you can still receive services and help. It doesn't matter your legal status. It's not a factor that affects your services that we provide. Yeah, to be able to get services. Thank you so much. It's important to know, because a lot of people in the community, in the Hispanic community, are worried about their immigration status or their legal status. So it's great to know that Sojourner doesn't have any problems with that. Yep, there's no consequences. It doesn't affect you in any kind of way. So please, if you need help, we are here to be able to help you. Thank you so much, Naomi. And thank you for being with us. It's so great to meet you, and we'll be in touch. Yes, thank you for having me. Super important information. Thank you so much, Maria, we have Marias everywhere. Maria that said that they will fill out the survey. So I need one more person that will promise to do the survey before the program's done. It would be great if we could have at least 3 people. So now with that, I'm going to ask Marisol to talk about the questionnaire. Has this forum been informative for you? What part of the forum can we make better or change? Let us know by filling out a brief survey that can be found in the comments section. That way we can keep the forum going for the residents. And thank you for being with us. So we have the third person, Eloina. Thank you so much. So I want to remind you, you don't want to miss tomorrow. We're going to have Jacqueline Saledon, the coordinator of internal communications for MCTS. And I know that you guys are going to see lots of information about what plans they have, how they're solving problems, how they're handling COVID on the buses, and all of the different things that are going on, in different streets, alleys, everything that's going on in the county. So please tune in so that you guys know how to navigate those areas. Then on Friday, Pedro Perez, the coordinator of AIDS prevention from the 16th Street Clinic. So I know that AIDS is still a big problem in our community, in the nation, in the world. So we want to be all updated. So we got to keep going, folks. We know that the points that we're talking about haven't been completely resolved yet, but we're going to keep fighting. So we are in solidarity with those people that are still out there fighting. And we're going to have more. Oh, we have news this week. We got the news this week that the mother of a dear friend died of COVID. Her parents both had COVID and the mom did not survive. So I want to say that to remind you that we are here thinking about all of you that have been suffering through COVID because you're in limited, to who you can see, who you can hug, who you can touch, because somebody, was sick, or somebody that was sick, or somebody passed away. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. And like I said before in the beginning of the program, I do feel better. I had reported that in the beginning of the month, I had COVID, and my 2 adult kids that live with me as well. And it lasted about 2 weeks that we were really sick. And now I just have, and I still feel very tired. I don't have a lot of energy, but I still also have a little bit of a cough. But my last test came out negative. So I am very grateful for that. So folks, be careful, take care of each other. The more that we can follow all of the rules, even faster we're going to get out of this situation. Eloena says, thank you guys for all of the great information that you always have. Thank you, Eloena. So now, thank you guys for being with us, and we're going to leave you with a thank you video with our partners and sponsors. Hi, SAC viewers. I am Marisol Diaz, Digital Communications Manager. We would like to thank everybody for supporting our 3 o'clock program and for completing our survey. Other than thanking all of our residents for being with us and for sharing our program, we also want to thank our following sponsors: Wisconsin Voices, Community Development Block Grants, Neo Philanthropy State Infrastructure Fund, Movement Voter Project, Catholic Campaign for Human Development, Silver Foundation, City of Milwaukee Office of Violence Prevention, Tides Foundation, State Infrastructure Fund, Wisconsin Partnership Program, and all of the faithful people that have supported SAC through their personal donations. Thank you.